All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Tejano Time podcast. And I am your host, Mr. Keith Leon, and we would like to welcome to the show for the very, very first time. It's the Mr. Lucky Joe himself. Welcome to Tejano Time, Lucky.
In five, four, three, two.
One, you're on, you're live. That
What's
is
up,
awesome.
man?
What's going
Tejano
on, man?
Times.
Yes, it is. It's a great time actually right now. So we were just chatting here before the show. Getting to some of the not questions, but we were just having some technical difficulties on my end over here. But we got everything squared away. We got it going. We're going, and he's live. We're here. And we thank everybody that's tuning in right now. We've got quite a few people watching right now. And if you're watching, share the live as well, guys. Okay, share the live. That's the Lucky Joe here on the Tejano Time podcast. And again, for the very first time, we would like to welcome Lucky and tell us a little bit about how the married life is treating you these days, Lucky.
Oh, man, you want to go right into it, don't you?
Yes, let's go. You still are married, right?
Oh, yeah, you didn't waste any time,
No,
bro.
hell no. We're gonna get down to the point. We got some good questions. We got something. I'm not gonna say bad. We're gonna keep it real. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, compadre, thank you for having me on your show, man. I know we've been meaning to do this for a while, no más que we never got around to it.
Correct.
Entre esta onda de la música siempre andamos, 100 miles an hour. Y es difícil comunicarnos con cada uno de la gente que quiere entrevistas. It's really tough, man, because I get a whole bunch of inboxes, man, all the time. Do my podcast? Can you do my podcast? And you got to just catch me at the right moment, and so I want to apologize to everybody else that has been asking me to do it. Um, I'm glad I'm here. Thank you for having me once again. And to answer your question, it's good, man. It's really, really good. Estamos bien bendecidos. I just love it, man. I love it. I finally get to wake up to the person that, you know, understands me,
Yes.
being how she's in the same onda as
Exactly.
I am, ella sabe de lo que se trata todo esto. She knows what it's all about. She knows, about the fans and the music and the long hours away from home and the nights in the studio, because she's lived it herself, so
Mhm.
I'm cool, man. I'm really, really excited for what the future holds for both of us.
That's awesome. That is outstanding. And like you said, she understands the music business. That was one thing that I had for you there. We're going to talk about, and she definitely understands it, and she's doing very well. She's got a couple of songs out, so that's good for her, man. We got to get her on the
Yeah,
show
I
sometime.
know. I co-wrote them.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely. So I mean, and
We've been writing together. She released Maldito. That was her first single
mhm,
after being away from the Tejano industry for a while.
mhm.
I wrote that one, and then we co-wrote Eres de Todas, the most recent one, and that one's doing really good for her as well. Right now she's basically focusing more on just releasing music and trying to see how testing the waters, como quien dice,
Yeah,
and trying to see how people are going to react with her coming back and stuff like that. So for the most part, right now everything is running really smooth on that end.
outstanding, outstanding. So right now it's your time. Right now
Yeah,
it's Lucky's time.
yeah.
Lucky
Let her
Joe.
have her own interview, man. What the heck?
Exactly. Well, we're gonna have to reach out. We'll probably get it. We'll get an inbox back in about maybe what, about a year or something. La madre, no. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But we'll reach out. We'll definitely get that set up sometime right there because I mean she's got some amazing voice and some good music. So we got to show it off. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
it's all
yeah. Of
about.
course, most
Definitely.
definitely, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, Lucky, for the fans that are watching around the world right now and on our podcast right now, as they don't know too much about where you're from, where are you actually from? Where's home base for you?
Mira, pues yo vengo de un pueblito que se llama Ed Couch, Elsa.
Okay.
Um, they say it's actually two cities. It's Elsa and Ed Couch, but since they're so close together, we got used to calling it Ed Couch Elsa. But if you want to be technical, I grew up on the Elsa side,
Okay.
and I grew up there all my life, man. I think for the most part of my life, I lived there. I was born in West Laco, and I was brought up in Elsa, and I went to Ed Couch Elsa, Yellow Jackets, and our mascot was the Yellow Jackets, and that's where I first started learning about music. in in our high school, they had a program called Estudiantina, and Mr. Benelayton, que en paz descanse, he was the teacher to that program. And it was basically a whole bunch of kids with guitars and mandolins and, you know, upright basses. And they also had a conjunto program within that program. And that's where I first started learning how to play the accordion and the guitar and singing.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's been
Nice,
a long
nice.
time. I mean, that was back in 95, 96. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was right before my mom passed away. My mom passed away in 95, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And and right there was a transition to where I started getting more involved in music. I think that was my escape from the reality of dealing with my mother passing, you
Mother
know.
passing,
And
yes.
it was it was tough. Those were some tough times.
Mhm. Yeah, and going back to that era there in the 90s, 1995, you know, I remember when you were when you I mean from you looking at the videos today from then when you were with Jennifer Pena
Uh-huh.
until now. But I've heard a
Yeah.
lot of different stories from when you got started. You know what you did. You know, a couple of guys you got together. Y'all would just go down and just shoot the shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just all just get in and start getting involved in playing music and doing this and that. And one day y'all just wanted to get on the road and go and play music. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
had your own little group there. I heard
You
some
you
different
know
stories
the
about that.
yeah, my story when I first started with a quote unquote professional band, which was with Alma.
Yes.
It all started when Roberto Pulido, her dad, called my teacher, Mr. Benelete. I still remember that day when Bene, que en paz descanse, he called me into the office, his office. He had an office there in his classroom. And he said, Roberto Pulido's on the phone. I didn't know who Roberto Pulido was. I had no idea. I've seen him on TV. You know, my mom loved his music, but I never met the dude or nothing like that. And he says, his daughter's looking for an accordion player. Are you ready? And I had barely started, man. I think I knew like I knew an instrumental of each, like
Yeah, dude.
instrumental piece, like a polka, chotiza, wapango, redova. You know, I knew that. You know, but Mr. Layton, he was like confident. You know, he told me, he says, "You're ready, man. You're ready." So he's the one who got me in there, man.
Wonderful. And you hadn't even passed the class yet, and they were already calling to get you out, huh?
Yeah, yeah. No, it was crazy. You know, I joined that band when I was 17 years old and I was still going to school. So I would sometimes they would fly me out on a Friday and I'd fly out to wherever they were playing, like I don't know, Lubbock, you know, San Antonio, Houston, and do the whole weekend. And then they'd fly me back on a Sunday night so I could go to school Monday morning, you
Right.
know. So
Wow.
it was crazy for a young 17-year-old man. I mean, that
For
was
sure.
awesome, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that was awesome. You had some
yeah.
stories to tell when you got back to school. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but no, all my classmates they didn't know who the heck Roberto was
Yeah,
either. So they're
exactly
like,
right.
yeah,
They were all into that rock or something else, at the time,
yeah, puro
or whatever
Nirvana
was
back
hitting.
then.
Yeah, yeah. You were flying away and playing at the same at that same time. You were playing accordion, obviously. That's what you were going to
Yeah,
school
I
for, right?
started off with the accordion and background vocals in her band, and we lasted for about a good 2.5 years. I recorded 2 albums, toured United States and parts of Mexico, and it was a cool time in my life. You know, I mean, like I said, a young kid, 17 years old.
17.
You know, being out there en la onda de la música and era algo diferente para mí. It was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? You know, but
Yeah,
luckily, I had a good family taking care of me, man. You know, on the road, the Pulidos have always been a very respectful and amable familia. Una familia muy amable con un corazón muy grande. So I respect all la familia Pulido.
outstanding, man. Those are great words right there. The main man, Mr. Lucky Joe. On how everything got started for him. Selena and Emilio Navarre, two of your biggest musical influences, correct?
Hmm. Yeah, man. You know, I think that you can't talk about Tejano music without talking about those two. You know, without Que en paz descansen también.
Mhm.
You know, they're icons in our genre. I mean, they left a big footprint.
Very, very
You
big.
know, and a lot of us have been trying to fill those footprints for a very long time, and it's been virtually impossible. I looked up to Emilio más que nada porque pues es un male, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
Y of course, Selena, she had tremendous hits and stuff like that. Pero yeah, man, I mean, one of my major influences in Tejano music have to have been Selena and Emilio, La Mafia también,
Okay.
Little Joe. I know my parents love Little Joe, man. My dad and my mom, they used to listen to Little Joe all the time. So yeah, yeah.
And you numerous hit singles, from hit singles to albums and two Grammy nominations as well. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. You know what I mean, right there, resume, should I say? I mean, with the music that you have out right now, you kind of took a little twist recently on what you had, previously done. Which is not bad. I think it's doing very well for you in a lot of areas and a lot of different, I guess I would say markets and throughout the state of Texas. I'm not sure how well it does, and down south. I'm sure you're tearing it up down there, but up here, it's starting. At first when we started playing them like Tu Marque and the ones you had previously done there, with some of the stuff like the older songs from Los Invasores and stuff like that. It was I guess it was kind of hard to get used to trying to figure it out. I guess some of the listeners were like, well, who is this, or what, you know what I mean, trying to figure it out. But as you came along, you started releasing another one to follow up with it.
Uh,
They kind of started following the track. Okay. And
it's
what
been
made you go that route?
it's been a crazy transition from when I first started until now. I think that the very first album, Suerte, that was my debut album. I think that we were basically trying to figure out if the people were gonna accept me as a solo artist, being as how I was with Frijoles Románticos for such a long time, um, and what kind of style we were going to attack or try to create. Lo que pasa es que pues siendo Tejano, there was no other genre to go into, and then the influence that I've had in the past, as far as the bands that I was with, the music I would listen to, it was only right for me to go into this genre of Tejano music. And when we first came out, Amor Escondido, it did extremely well. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, the first time I heard it on the radio, I was like, man, it I had heard myself on the radio with Frijoles Románticos and with Alma and other bands, and I'd be like, oh, cool. But once I heard my solo project, like me, that's me. I was like, wow, and people, they accepted it straight out of the gate, man. It shot to number one really, really quick, and to be able to do that with fans with something, you know luckily, no pun intended, luckily they knew who I was because of the other bands that I used to be with, and that helped me a lot, I think. But that song took off. Then when we went into the second album was more, trying to put a little bit more class, I guess, in the whole
Mhm.
image, as
Mhm.
far as coming out with like a nice suit fitted, jeans or whatever, nice combed hair to the side.
Uh-huh.
And we released several hits off of that album as well. Sin Dolor No Hay Olvido. We did that duet with Jose Zamora from Zamorales. And
Okay.
that's where my mom's song is at, La Extraño Tanto, which is a song that did very well for us, estilo mariachi. Throughout the years, what has been happening is that, Freddie Records is very smart. Freddie Records is a very smart label, and they see what's happening, the trends,
Mhm.
and in some way, some shape or form, the artist has to evolve,
Mhm.
a little bit, whether it be with your wardrobe or with the way you sound or with your music, and Freddie Records has allowed me to do that.
Mhm.
The first album up until this album, Pa que no te cuenten, you could say it's night and day.
Mhm.
And then the previous album before Pa que no te cuenten, Norteño y Poderoso, that's like way
Way out of
in
your league.
the we're in the other side of the border, literally,
Yeah.
and which is not a bad thing because I
No,
love
no.
norteño music. I love
Exactly.
norteño music. Um, so lo bueno es, yo pienso que everything that I've done throughout the years, and I cross my fingers,
Mhm.
the people have accepted it. and I think it has a lot to do with the sincereness of the project. You know, when you do something with sincerity and you do it, you know, with integrity, and you know, you like the album where we paid homage to the norteño music. We
Right.
left it practically the same as they recorded it. We didn't move anything around. We didn't want to, you know, make it sound different than what it was. It was just basically a Tejano voice on a norteño song, and that worked. I was, by the way, I was really nervous about that album. I thought that La Raza Tejana were gonna be like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" But now everywhere I go, everybody's like, "Hey, el Palomito, man, play el Palomito, play, you know, Flor de Capomo, play Mi Casa Nueva," and it did very well for us, man. I'd
Yeah.
have to say that album has got me the most work off of any other album that I've recorded with Freddie Records. I'll be honest. Is it my favorite album? Maybe one of them, but as far
But
as work,
work.
it's gotten me the most work. So yeah, man. To answer your question, I know I rambled a lot,
No,
but
no,
to
that's
answer your
good.
question,
And I'm sure that
the
everybody's enjoying it out there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they want to get to know a
you
lot of the stuff. So.
the transition that has happened, I think it's for the best. You know, you have to be willing to step outside of the box and evolve a little bit and get out of your comfort zone. You know, and that's the only way you're gonna catch or try to catch that big fish. You know, you don't go
Yeah.
fishing with the same bait. If it's not
No,
biting, you gotta change that
change it.
bait, man. If not, ahí te vas a quedar toda la noche.
Yeah. Yeah, and go home empty-handed, pretty much. Yeah. Yes, man. You guys are joining us right now to share the live. We're talking with Mr. Lucky Joe. We got all kinds of great. Well, Rick Valderrama's saludos. He's watching right now. We've got Karina Garza. I love your voice when you sing. That's from Karina Garza. I just want to touch bases on a little bit of who's watching right now. Santos Leal, my father, is also watching there from Corpus Christi with Texas Shoebox Radio. Let's see. Yes,
Eso.
yes, yes. Uh, Austin, Texas is also watching in the house. Thank you so much from Austin, Texas. Lucky Joe and Devin Banda, good team. That's right, from a Facebook user there in the group. Valdemar Cortez, Los Fresnos, watching. Thank you so much. Tell Lucky Joe que le mando saludos. That's from Coche Vega.
Dice Tony. Dice Tony Guerrero from La Sombra. Is that Lucky Joe? Saluditos, Tony. I got to play with Tony over there in where was it? San Angelo, I think, once. And man, I was starstruck, bro. I mean, I grew up listening to
Yeah,
all these Tejano legends, man. You know, every time, um, and not just Tony, man. Like Ruben Ramos. You know, I opened up for Ruben um, back in 2016 when I was first starting off. También David Lee Garza. I just performed with David Lee at New West in Dallas. um, David Olivares, I've opened up for him. David Farias from the
yeah,
Tropa F.
Tropa F.
You know, all these Tejano icons, Ricardo Castellon, you name them, I've opened up for them, and it's just like I'm starstruck, brother. I'm like, and they look at me like, "Are you serious, man?" Like they look at me like, you know, you're messing around with me, right? And I'm like, oh man, I remember. I have a funny story, man.
Go for it. We got time.
I I, I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I remember if you ever see Michael Salgado, I want you to ask him about this. Um, I opened up for Michael Salgado one night, and we were drinking. I was drinking, you know, and I know Ernie and I know Michael. I've met them before, but never hung out. We never hung out, you know. And at the end of the show, was we had to wait to get paid, and we had to wait to load up and all this stuff. And Ernie goes, "Hey, Lucky Joe, you want to have a drink?" And I said, "Yeah, man." I don't know if Ernie invited me or I invited myself, but
Uh-huh.
I said, but by the time you know it, I was in the bus. I was in Michael Salgado's bus, and I was in there, and I'm like, "Oh shit, am I in Michael Salgado's bus?" And we started drinking. Me and Ernie, we had a. And then I see Michael coming down the hallway. He's like, "Yo, ¿qué pasó, compadrito? ¿Cómo estás?" And this and that. And I'm talking to him and we're just hanging out, man. Pues no empiezo a llorar, vato. I started crying. Like,
Wow.
hey man, I'm your fan. I grew up listening. My bajo player was like, hey dude, calm down,
Calm
bro.
down.
So I still get starstruck, man. You know, es para mí, esto para mí es algo que me encanta, man. I love
Mhm.
doing this, and to be able to hang out and work with the same people that I looked up to growing up when I would watch Johnny Canales and I'd see everybody come out in their flashy suits and I'd be like, wow, man, you know. Now I'm rubbing elbows with these guys and having a drink with them. It's a great feeling, man. It's a very great feeling.
Yes, and that's outstanding. And again, we're going back to when you started off the conversation there, Tony Guerrero de la Sombra. Yes, a great guy as well, great humble guy. He's a legend in the business
Yeah.
today. He does check out the show, and he's just a wonderful person. Him and también his son
Big
Marcos
big
following his
shout out to
footsteps
Tony, man.
for sure. And someone said here, I just wanted to uh, let me see. I'm trying to find out who it was from. But anyway, somebody had mentioned there. It said, "Lucky." It says here. It says, "Quit saying that you." Yeah, it says, "Stop saying you opened up." I'm not sure who
That
that was
what?
from, but stop saying you opened up. That was earlier on when you were saying, I opened up for this band. I opened up for that band, and I
Oh,
opened up.
well, I didn't
So
literally open.
yeah, that's
I
someone out
opened
there.
the show.
Show, yeah.
Te digo la gente como es,
There you go.
bro.
Telling you.
Hijo de su-
Is there more? Oh, it's probably going to say, is there more to that story? So,
Well,
shout
after
out.
I cried, I really opened them.
It was a
No,
it was a it
yeah.
was a drink, then it became a fan, and then just fell right to the floor when you walked in the buzz, and I broke down.
Man, it's because, es algo que I can't explain it, man. Like, again, like I said, and then for them to be cool with me, like Tony was cool with me, that night in San Angelo. I think he even got after my conga player because
Mhm. He might. I think he might have gotten a video call or something like that.
cortó, bro. Are you there?
There, yeah, there you are. There you are. Yes.
There it is. So yeah, man, es algo que uno se siente bonito, bro. Uno se siente bonito porque todos los años de esfuerzo, all the sacrifices one makes to get to where you're at, and then have somebody like that, have an artist like that you looked up to, turn around and say, hey man, good job. Hey man, you sound good. Hey, you got a good band. Or hey, come and chill out with us. Hey, let's have a drink. To get to that level, that beats any award for me, man. That beats a Grammy. That beats a Tejano Music Award. That beats it all, man. When you can rub elbows and perform and have a great time with these icons that you looked up to, bro, that is very special. I've done it with Jay. I've hung out with Jay. I've hung out with Michael, with Stephanie Montiel, with Shelly Lares, with David Olivares, Gary Hobbs. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Y para mí, carnal, eso es un premio. It's a priceless award, bro.
Prices. You can't put a name tag on that or
Mm-mm,
price
not
tag,
at
should I
all.
say? Sarata Nation says, "Stay humble, Lucky Joe." They got us. They're watching as well. So big shout out to Sarata Nation. Stay Lucky.
Serrata Nation. Yes, so.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Is that Jesse Serrata's club or what?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ay, qué bonita te ves con tu vestido blanco cuando te llevo al cine. ¡Ah!
You got to get that in there, man. That's the trademark right there. Those
Que
guys.
en paz descanse, man,
Yes,
chingado.
awesome, awesome singer, awesome, great music too. They left behind, so it's just awesome. Yeah, there they go. All right, so give a big shout out to everybody that's watching. Share the live, okay? We want to talk to Lucky again about right now that he's got a new single that's out in the market right now. It's out in the radio airwaves. Just Pa que no te cuenten, you know what I mean? That song
Pa' que
right
no te
there.
cuenten.
Uh-huh. That song there is featuring Mr. Jesse Turner himself. Okay, so
Mhm.
which is on the airwaves right there. I know you guys go way back. You guys are good friends. I don't know how far back, but I remember when you guys used to do little skits. They're on. It's known now for Insta porn instead of Instagram. You know what I mean? Because there's just so much. It's a Instagram is just, I don't know what they've lost their mind over there, but
Oh yeah.
you guys used to do little skits, where y'all would just, you go knock on his door, bam, bam, bam. He would open up, and it was like, you would either scare the shit out of him, or you would do something random just to, or put him on the spot.
You know,
I
I
enjoy.
live.
I enjoyed that. I would watch those every
Yeah,
single damn time. That was awesome. Y'all need to pick that up one day and just do it again for the hell of it.
yeah. We used to do that. We used to do that a lot on TikTok.
Mm,
También. We used to do a lot of skits on TikTok. Lo que pasó es que back in 2019, um,
right.
2020, I went through like a tough time in my life, and I got divorced. And Jesse opened up his home to me, and he helped me out. Helped me get back on my feet. And during that time, pues we joked around a lot with each other, man. And Jesse es un alma de Dios. Y we pranked each other a lot, man. And there's still some footage that hasn't been released yet, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, yeah, definitely gonna stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta keep up with that. Like you said, um, uh, you know, what did you said? TikTok. Yeah, where's your handle on TikTok? Where can they follow you on
Mira,
there?
don't go to those fake profiles, man. There's a
There's a
lot of
lot
fake
of them out
profiles
there.
out there.
Yes.
And my TikTok handle is Lucky Joe Oficial. It's only one F. There's no Lucky Joe 14, no Lucky Joe down south, no Lucky Joe official with seven L's and underscore. It's just Lucky Joe Oficial. That's the handle on TikTok. And on Instagram también, Lucky Joe Oficial. Lucky Joe Music on Facebook. It's unfortunate that a lot of these, people are hacking. Even
Yeah.
Jesse has like seven accounts under his name, and it's not even him. And people will inbox me and be like, "Hey, is this you?" And this dude or whoever's doing this is asking my fans for money, man. And it's just horrible
Yeah.
because I think he got like a few of them, and it's just crazy, man.
Mm,
I don't understand why they would do something like that. I know it's for
right.
the
Right.
money. I know it's for the money,
Yeah.
but why prey on an innocent fan? You know what I mean? That to me is horrible. So you guys out there, don't follow anything that doesn't have a blue check mark on right next to the name. And I don't. I'm not embarrassed to say that I pay for that blue check mark.
Mm,
I pay for that blue check mark because I want my fans to know that I'm verified. That's
yeah.
me. I could have waited until you know like 10 more years till I had all those followers that they're required.
And then
But
you'd
I
have
didn't want to.
like 300 accounts by then, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to wait that long. So I paid for the verification, and,
Right.
and I don't mind saying it because I want my fans to know that that's me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a tough time. I mean, like that. I'm likewise on the same thing there. When you have a lot at stake. When you manage so many pages as well, it's like it's tough to just to lose everything overnight. Get all started back over again. It really
And
does
I
suck.
did. I did, brother. I lost my Lucky Joe music account once, and I never got it back. And I had to reopen up another Lucky Joe music account, and they changed the name on my profile. They changed the admins. They did all this stuff, and I had to go and make another one and let people know that wasn't me. So y'all be careful out there, man. Don't follow all these fake accounts, and just make sure it has the one F, Lucky Joe Oficial, on TikTok, Lucky Joe Oficial on Facebook and on Instagram, and make sure it has that blue check mark.
For sure, guys. Somebody make sure you guys definitely pay attention to that. This is the cover off his new single. Right now, I'm going to flash this up on the screen for everybody to check it out right now. It's the Pa que no te cuenten featuring Jesse Turner. Okay, we want to play the song, the video here in just a bit. everybody that's got us tuned in out there right here on the Tejano Time Podcast. We definitely appreciate you. You guys just drop a comment in the box if you have one for Lucky. Hopefully we'll get to those before the end of the show here. But yeah, we definitely want to play the video here so that way everybody can get a chance to check out the new single if you haven't already heard it. It's hitting airwaves all over radio. We're talking about all over the place. It's charting already in different areas here in the state of Texas. So again, I think yeah, no, he's there. He's moving, so it's not. He didn't freeze up.
It looked like I was frozen or what?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. See. I thought he was like again, like what happened.
Oh yeah,
Earlier,
like this, frozen but talking. Yeah, and then I went over there and I was
yeah,
like, yeah.
it definitely happens, man. Yeah,
No,
live
I was
streaming.
trying to go on to the live feed so I could so I could give some shout outs, pero no me deja entrar aquí. A big shout out to Karina Garza that is watching también, and a big shout out to Tony. ¿Qué dice aquí? También para Marina, Neria, Verónica, Tubaritas, something like that.
Yeah. We got Rebecca Denise watching also. She says, "Hey Keith, Leal, and Lucky Joe." Rebecca Denise over from Tejano. Was it Tejano'sBest.com? Yeah, that's right. Big shout out to you,
Awesome.
Rebecca. Thank you so much for Leslie Garcia también says, "Hey from Houston, season's greetings. Hi from Houston, Texas. Angie Cruz, love Tejano music. Para CC Jammer from over in San Antonio that's got us tuned in as well. That's up. What's up, primo? También para Sandra Gonzalez is from Marfa, Texas. That's right. She says hi as well there. As the Cumbia Champs, Lucky Joe and Devin Banda. It's a good team, 100%. That's right. Gracias for that. Thank you, Andrew, for checking out the show. Let's see here. We got also Javier Garza. Says, we remember Vicente Fernandez as the greatest mariachi ever. How do you want us to remember you? That's a question from Mr. Javier Garza, one of the compadres there in Corpus Christi from the
Well,
morning
I'm
shift.
sorry. What was the question?
The question was, it says, remember Vicente Fernandez as the greatest mariachi ever? He says, how do you want us to remember you?
Well, I mean, I want to be remembered as the artist that gave his sincerity to the people. Again, when you're sincere in what you do, I think that cuts through anything. You could be the worst singer, but if you're sincere when you do it, the people are going to accept you and they're going to love what you do because they see the sincerity and they hear the sincerity in your voice. Y la gente te va a apoyar. I've always been a big time advocate of being real with my fans. I love being real with my fans. This is me. This is what you get. Although I do dye my beard porque ya me salen canas, but it's okay. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. So I guess I'd kind of like to be remembered as being that sincere artist, man. Es algo muy importante para mí. And if you know work comes along with it, I accept it. If porque ni más famoso ni menos famoso. That's not about that. It's about a living. Making a living, and at the end of the day, this is what I live off of. So yeah. To answer that question, I'd like to be remembered as a pretty sincere dude.
So if it weren't for music today, what do you think you would be doing, man?
You know what, man? I love to cook. I love
Yeah.
cooking. I love to be in the kitchen. Um, I love seeing the reaction of people's faces when they eat my food. Es Para mí es algo agradable. I like making people smile. Or if they don't like my food, pues ni modo. But yeah, man, if I wasn't doing music, I'd probably be, I don't know, working in a restaurant or maybe own my own restaurant or own a food truck or something like that.
Oh man, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Rosemary Bernal Rios. Hello, Lucky. Many blessings. Right up there on the screen right there. Big shout out to her as well that's got us tuned in and watching the show. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you. Michelle Tamien, this is the reason I follow you, Lucky, because you are sincere. And hello from Brownsville, Texas, she says right here. Flash that up on the screen.
Brownsville in the house.
Yes, for sure there.
That's the
No,
valley, bro.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And we got another one right here. That's the, it says
Choche.
here, yeah.
A big shout out to Choche, también to Bear. that is watching. Well, I'm actually going to be performing here in the Valley tomorrow at this club called Silverados. So inviting everybody, toda la gente de nuestro mágico valle que vaya para Silverados, you know, try to make some room for that turkey.
Yeah, for sure. Make some room for the turkey, and then on Friday go somewhere Saturday and dance it off.
That's
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
That's right.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. It's a Ruskin, Florida. Cubo, carnal. Little Joe is the saludos desde Ruskin, Florida. He says I
Awesome.
guess he's a big fan of Little Joe. That's what we were talking about earlier. It says Kiana Huerta, again, upcoming star in the business. She is actually tuned in. Hello from Hurley. That's right. Happy Thanksgiving, Kiana Huerta. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Dave Hernandez is also watching. Hello, saludos, Keith and Lucky Joe. There's all kinds of people that are tuned in here in the group here. It says saludos from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Raul Polido. Thank you so much, Raul, for watching the show. If you guys have any more questions here for Lucky Joe, he would love to answer some of those questions for you guys. We still got some time here before we play the song as well in the video here in just a few minutes. So drop them in there in the comments box, and we'll get to those if we get to a chance here before the end of the show. We do have a couple more questions here for Lucky before we start wrapping things up here. We've already gone down with about your biggest music influences and stuff like that on when you got into your career. Outside of music, do you have any hobbies or anything like that? What do you like to do for fun outside of your music?
Um, recently me and my wife, we've gotten into, I've always loved to fish. I've always loved to fish, but recently we've gotten into it even more because I didn't know she liked it. She didn't even know she liked it. But we went out to the pier one day and nombre, she loved it. Y pues, I mean, we go any chance that we get. The weather's been kind of ugly recently, so we haven't really gone. But when the weather's good, being is how we're so close to the island and we're so close to like Port Mansfield, Arroyo. We go at least once or twice a week, to the island. And I love to fish, man. I love the whole process of it. The making, the leader. Not buying it, making it, making the leader. The catching the bait, not buying the bait, catching the bait with your casting net
In the
and all this
casting net.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole process of it, man, to me is pretty cool. So we've gotten really, really like deep into fishing. También, and like I said earlier, I love to cook. So that's another hobby of mine. Ya ves que mira, me estoy poniendo más gordo.
Hey, whatever helps. You know what I mean? It's that it's just. I mean, cooking is
No,
something
hombre,
a lot of people don't have
ya
the
me
talent.
ponieron a dieta, bro. Yeah,
Oh, see,
management was like, hey, look, you're getting a little chunk there. You gotta, and I understand, it's all about keeping an image, but pues, I mean, it's all good, man.
yeah, we're talking about the food, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's all good. It's,
The food is all good.
it's all good. Yeah, so we got La Chaparrita from, let's see here, where is she tuned in from? There's Raymondville's in the house. Also, love some Lucky Joe.
Raymondville.
Yes, yes. And there was, let's see, I know there was somebody out here from Lansing, Michigan, also got us tuned into the show. Thank you so much for watching. Um, let's see here. The Woodlands, Texas, also in the house. Esther Serrata Stevens. Thank you. Yolanda Gonzalez Alalco. That's right. She is from over in Michigan. Trini Barragan. También. Hello, Keith and Lucky. Hello, Trini. Thank you so much.
Saludos.
Let's see here. We got a couple of more here before. Albert Tex. Saludos. Desparamos en Monterrey, Lucky Joe. Albert Tex.
Monterrey.
Big shout out to you guys out there. Gracias. Thank you so much for watching the show. Share the live, guys. We're going to play the video, his current single that's out there right now, and we'll be back to wrap things up here with Lucky Joe. Unless
Are
you
you
want
gonna
to do
play
it,
it? Are you gonna play it right now?
Yeah, you want to do it live? Or you want to play the video?
The
like
song?
Yeah, you can't do it because you don't have the singer. Oh, hell yeah.
How about just a little bit of it?
Yeah, for sure.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
Pa' que no te cuenten, te lo vengo a decir, que me vieron con otra, es cierto y soy muy feliz, pa' que no te cuenten, Ella no es como tú, ella sí me ama, es bonita su luz. Pa' que no te cuenten, me he vuelto a enamorar. Las heridas que tú me dejaste, ella las supo sanar. Pa' que no te cuenten, el amor lo encontré. En sus brazos vuelvo a vivir, vuelvo a sentir lo que contigo jamás sentí. Pa' que no te cuente, te lo vengo a decir.
No, I didn't freeze up. I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
There you are. Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome,
no, you
outstanding.
can play it, man. I hope
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't take it off.
No, no. Well, we got it. YouTube might. I have never had that issue yet.
Or
Yet.
Facebook. Maybe Facebook will take it
No,
off.
the we'll check it out right now and see what happens. We're
Órale,
not going to take it off right now, but we're going to play it anyhow. So we'll take it
órale.
out. They'll take it
Go
off
for
after
it.
the fact.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. Check this one out, man. This is the latest single right here from Mr. Lucky Joe featuring Jesse Turner. Right here, Freddie Records, a recording star. Okay, so check it out right here on the Tejano Time podcast, ladies and gentlemen. One time, all right.
Pa' que no te cuente, te lo vengo a decir, que me vieron con otra, es cierto y soy muy feliz. Pa' que no te cuenten, ella no es como tú, ella sí me ama, es bonita su luz. Pa' que no te cuenten, me he vuelto a enamorar. Las heridas que tú me dejaste, ella las supo sanar. Pa' que no te cuenten, el amor lo encontré. En sus brazos vuelvo a vivir, vuelvo a sentir lo que contigo jamás sentí.
All right, guys, we're here. We're here. Everything just went blank. Everything just went white. But anyhow, we're here. Lucky's
Te
back.
dije.
Yeah, you did tell me that, but that wasn't the issue. I think it was a connection issue because this is not the first time that's happened. Uh,
Yeah.
but anyhow, that's that. We're back in here, right here on the Time Passes. We'll get it.
Luckily, I sang it. Luckily,
Yeah,
I sang it.
he sang the piece that was actually missing, guys. All right, so we're gonna put that
Yeah.
together. We're gonna do some mixing and some. We're gonna put it all together. But again, guys, for everyone that's out there that's got us tuned in here, thank you so much. We appreciate everybody that tuned in today to the live. Mr. Lucky Joe is out here. He is on his fall tour right now, so he will be coming to a city hopefully near you. So definitely pay attention to that. Follow him on his social media platforms. Keep up with all the tour dates that he has in and around your area. He might be coming to your neck of the woods very, very soon. So, yeah, for sure, Lucky Joe. We do appreciate you taking the time, buddy.
No, man. Thank you, man. Before I leave, I just want to say that I appreciate your time. I appreciate all the effort that goes into the show. A lot of people don't understand that, there's a lot of behind the scenes that like right now, like the technical difficulties that you go
Yeah.
through, the setting up, the program, the podcast, the live interviews. It takes, tiene su onda, right? So I really appreciate your time and your efforts, man. And if you want to do another one, maybe on down the line when the next single comes out, let me know and we'll try to figure that out. Y también a toda la gente, todos tus seguidores, muchas gracias por todo el apoyo, todo el cariño que me han dado a través de estos años. Hopefully, you guys continue to support the music. I know we have several singles coming out after this. Pa que no te cuenten comes out. It runs its course. We have a couple more singles coming out, more videos, and we're still booking for 2024. So that number to call is 210-941-7469. We're under JTE Entertainment, and along with Grupo Signo, myself, Grupo Asalto, other bands that have joined in. I know Avi Quintanilla is on there as well. So a big shout out to everybody that keeps supporting nuestra música. Muchas gracias. Que Diosito me los bendiga y que pasen muy buenas noches.
You have it, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lucky Joe himself. Lucky, again, yes, definitely we'll take you up on that offer when the next single comes out. We'll definitely get a connect. We want to send a big shout out también para Mr. Lupe Rosales también.
So,
Big
Lupito.
shout out to Lupe for making it all possible here today. As I know he's been a very busy guy of late, and we had to reconnect and get this one set up for a second round. But we got it in, and that's the Lucky again. Gracias. We do appreciate you. We appreciate all your hard work. We wish you continued success in everything that you do. Adelante, just keep going, man. Keep reaching for the stars, my brother.
Thank you, carnal. Nos vemos. Have a good night.
Right. You too, man.
Cuídate.
Thank you. Igualmente. Take care, man, and don't piss off the wife now, right?
Nah, I won't. We're good.
Have
Have a
great
good
one, man.
night.
Thank you.
Bye bye.